Hey guys, today I've decided that this is something that I believe it's important for any individual, any man specifically, especially if you're trying to strive in life. It's not talked a lot, I believe, in society. It's one of those things that's neglected. Um, I believe this topic in health, fitness, and just um, physical attributes that allows an individual to be uh, attractive, number one, second, and also to be confident uh, about yourself, especially if you're a man. um, Growing up, I was never a an active kid. I never liked playing sports of any kind. I think by memory I can only think about uh, playing in softball and also a little bit of football. I know a lot of my friends back then in high school, they played a lot of football. Um, yeah, and then I think towards my 20s is when I played a little bit of rugby. But what really made me interested in health and fitness was actually the gym. Was actually going to the gym and building muscle. That was one of those things that really, I guess you can say, really excited me to go forth with my fitness and physical journey, right? And I believe not everyone likes to go to the gym. Some people think it's very boring because you're only doing like very linear. Some people, they have that tendency to do more dynamic things like mountain climbing, boxing, MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did a little bit of karate. I very little Muay Thai. Not really my thing. I know basics of fighting, but not to the point where some of my friends who are actually black belts. Um, excuse me. But what really made me interested in sports was actually the gym, right? So if you watch my previous video, I talk about my journey in Australia. It was not just uh, the enhancement of mind where you're experiencing a different life, where you're making friends with different people. Okay, because I believe not a lot of Malaysians, not a lot of kids have the opportunity to go out. Malaysian kids, not everyone has the money, the parents, or the opportunity to go. So this is one of those few things that I would like to share, especially to the younger generations, to the Gen Zs, what they expect. Because I speak from experience. I don't speak from stories that I made up. I speak from experience, so I would know a thing or two, or even more than you. And this is why I like to share this opportunity for you to kind of like absorb, so that when you do the thing, when you create a pathway for you, you know what you know where you're gonna get, you know where you're gonna go, right? At least to help you out. Um, so yeah, back to my fitness journey. I only started actively in the gym around 22 years old, and that's partly because during that time, YouTube fitness, YouTube gym influencers during the years 2009 around towards 2015, YouTube fitness was the big thing. It's not as big as right now because it's very dense. I think a lot of the fitness tend to go into things like uh, selling all these powder products. It becomes a business. Back in the time, back in the day, it was all about just grit, just doing the thing, motivation thing. I was inspired by there was this there was this Facebook page called Bar Brothers. If you look it up, I think they're still around. It's called Bar Brothers. So it's a bunch. It's predominantly it's just two guys. They were doing calisthenics. Okay, so you can see their bodies is all body weight workouts. There was no gym, no weights whatsoever. So they started doing all these pull-ups, right? Back in the day, can you imagine? Back in 22, I couldn't do even a single pull-up, not even a single clean pull-up. I was nowhere as strong as I am today. Nowadays, I can do clean 15, 20, right? So you can imagine the number of years it took for me to get there. Now, uh, what inspired me about brothers was they did bodyweight workouts. I didn't really have money for the gym, not until I kind of have a part-time job that I did back in the day. Mm, so I was very inspired by how you could achieve physique and strength. It's not just looking good, but you are actually pretty strong, like in your core, right? When you're doing all the pull-ups and stuff, and muscle ups and stuff like that. Still can't really do a consistent muscle up, because for obvious reasons that I don't really need to do. I don't really want to do it. And also I kind of suffered of a what do you call this, a shoulder injury in the past doing it. So I just stuck with pull-ups and chin-ups with weights nowadays. Um, yeah. So when I saw that, I just felt like, oh yeah, I really need to go to the gym. Like, not necessarily the gym. Like, I really need to work out because at 22, I was I was not fat. For obvious reasons, when you're young, you can still your body will still metabolize all your food, and you're still burning well, like in your early 20s. I only realized my metabolism start to go down, even with all my workouts to be consistent, like 3 or 4 times a week in the gym. I start to see a decline in my like body weight. I start to accumulate more body weight, um, even with the same amount of calories that I'm consuming. I'll When I was early 20s, I was consuming at least, and when I started going to the gym around 24, I was consuming at least around 5,000, 6,000 calories every day. That includes like breakfast, pre-lunch, lunch, pre-dinner, dinner, and maybe a little bit of like a late night snack. Okay, 6,000 calories. That's a lot of calories. Okay, so as I was going back to my calisthenics journey, there was this park near my house that I had to walk for at least 10 minutes to. So they had the pull-up bars, they had um, the place where you can do your push-ups. When you put on the hand and then you just kind of like do your push-ups. Um, so I've been doing that every day. And of course, in Australia, before I got my license, I was doing at least 10,000 to 15,000 steps every day, because that includes like walking from home to the station, and then uh, going to school, using the train, from the train station, going to school, and then when you're going for lunch or whatnot, it's the same thing as well. And in campus, because the campus is big, right? RMIT, the Royal Melbourne Institute of Tech, that's where I was studying my engineering. Uh, the campus is huge, so everywhere you go, you need to walk. So as you accumulate all the steps, it's at least 10,000 to 15,000 every day, daily. Until I got my license, that's where I start to get really lazy, which was bad because I'm not getting a lot of steps. My steps reduced to like, let's say 7,000, 5,000, which is bad. It's shit. Okay, so that's why I was pretty slim. I was pretty lean back then, but I didn't have a lot of muscle back then. Only when I started driving and I eating more calories, because when you're doing your weightlifting, you definitely need more calories to kind of heal up, because otherwise it's gonna be hard for you to kind of catch up with the workouts, right? Because it's pretty heavy. Yeah, so I started doing a park. I think that took me at least a year, but it didn't take long for me to do kind of like 5 pull-ups. It only took me about 3 months, 2 or 3 months, to kind of like do 5. There was only like 5 reps of pull-ups. Like do 5 of those, and that was it. Like I couldn't really go after that. And then day by day, it was just being consistent. The only thing that makes the difference was the workout is simple. Just push-ups, pull-ups, um, chin-ups, ab crunches, and body weight. What do you call this? Squats. That was it. It was only 5, and I did that for 1 year, just doing body weights and trying to build my pull-up strength over time. So by the end of the year, I've done more than 10 easily at that body weight, because I was 78 going to 82 during that time. Now I'm about 88. I'm definitely fatter now versus those early years of my life. Okay. Um, so yeah, as I built that, that's where I started to decide to go to the gym, because I had a part-time job a little bit. I kept some money. Um, I made money by flipping stuff, random stuff on what do you call this, Facebook Marketplace. So I made money from there. I taught students in RMIT, made money from there, and I just went on. And forth, creating revenue for myself, and so as I kept and collected more money, I signed up for the gym called Fitness First. Fitness First, they have a lot of branches. So when you sign up for one of their plans, you have access to all their branches all over Australia. So there's more like 50 different outlets that you can go to near my house. But because I'm in the city, I only go to the one, what it's called, Melbourne QV. If you live in Melbourne long enough, and most likely if you're an international student and if you study in Melbourne, most likely you'll be living in the city area. Back then, not now. Now it's probably really expensive, and now a lot of students, they live outside in the suburb area because it's cheaper outside, right? So but there's a gym. I don't know if it's still there. The Fitness First, one of the outlets is in Melbourne QV. So that's the particular gym that I went to work out. So how I started was, again, YouTube Fitness, the great resource for old school lifting. And one of the workouts, if you want to follow the particular workout for beginners, okay, is this thing called Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 by Jason Blaha. You can just type it out, Ice Cream Fitness 5x5. So essentially, it's a 3-day-a-week plan. You're doing squats 3 times a week. You're doing deadlifts once or twice a week. It rotates every time. You're bench pressing 3 times a week. You're overhead pressing once to twice a week. Okay, so there's like a workout A and workout B. There's only 2 variations. You just have to follow it. They already give you the template. Now the thing about this particular workout regime, don't change anything about it. Just stick with it. Stick with it for 1 year. I got massive gains from it. I was squatting a mere 60 kilos. It got me up all the way to 135 within 6 months. Sorry, within 7 to 8 months. So that's almost double. See, it's a lot of gains. My deadlift was 120, and I got up to 180 within 6 months, because I have the leverage like for deadlift, because my arms are pretty long. So it was very easy compared to my 2 other buddies who are smaller, but they have bigger legs than me. One of them had bigger legs than me, who squatted 140 easily within 4 months. Like some people, like you see, if you stick with the workout, you will get there within the first year. Okay, that's not, it's not hard to get there. But obviously I don't use that plan anymore, because it's very tough. It's only good for you if you're a real beginner. I'm not a real beginner anymore, because I'm squatting way over 140 kilos, and I'm bench pressing way over 100 kilos already, and my deadlift is way past 180 already. So my benchmark is already past the beginner stage. So I don't need to go through it. I need a different plan to go through it. So starting out, if you look at the workout and if you go to the gym, you start to meet a few people, friends who don't who are not following your regime, because my particular regime, that particular ice cream fitness program 5x5 is extremely vigorous. It's very tough. It's not easy, uh, and I will definitely recommend a personal trainer. But you have to tell the personal trainer this, like the personal trainer shouldn't recommend you the workouts. They should just like look at how your form is, right? So they can tell based on experience whether or not you're squatting the right way, whether it's squatting based on your leverages, because different people have different leverages. And it took me a while. It took me like 2 years to like really find what is the best way for me to squat, best way for me to deadlift. Okay, that's it's gonna be a journey. It's not gonna be easy, guys, doing this workout. Um, but till this day, I have no problem because I have all the experience that I gained over the years. So I'm like 34 this year, and I spent more than 10 years building muscle in the gym, right? Um, so yeah, you stick with the beginner plan and see where you go for 1 year. Definitely get a personal trainer. Definitely get some kind of motivation, because I had my friends, they come with me and they only followed my regime, because they're like, okay, what's the fastest way? That's the fastest way. But in order to get there, you gotta really work your ass off. There's no cardio involved. The only kind of cardio that we did was just simple brisk walking. And plus, I'm already doing 10,000 steps. So that's kind of like my cardio already. So I'm doing that almost my 10,000 steps on average, maybe 7,000 to 10,000 steps on average is every day, guys. It's not because I don't stay at home very often. I go out in the mornings, I go out in the afternoons. I just look forward for the day, because there's things to do. See, there are friends to hang out with. You can go eat, hang out, buy stuff, hang out some more, go to the gym, do your cardio. There are things to do in Melbourne if you know what you're doing, right? So that was kind of like my cardio. And oh yeah, in the workout, there are also minor accessories, like you doing your ab wheel. So there's kind of like the ab wheel where you kind of roll out. It's very good for your stomach and your front strength, core strength. That took a while to build as well. It took me around 3 months to kind of like do like a solid 10 reps on the ab wheel. What else? You have a little bit like accessory work, like for your hamstrings and for your glutes as well. Um, Bicep curls, you're kind of like doing it every day because it's an easy exercise. It doesn't take a lot of strength for you to do it. What else? Yeah, so you just do that 3 times a week, and I've got massive gains. Like this is one of those things where, because there's too much information on the internet, and they tell you you have to do like body split workouts, upper lower split. What else? Yeah, German volume. There's just way too many informations. So I only stuck with that particular program, and I did it for 1 year straight. And then after that, I don't really do it anymore, because for obvious reasons, there's no way for you to like when your weight is light, it's okay for you to, because you're building capacity, you're building volume over time, right? You're not doing everything in 1 month. You're doing it 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, until you get to the point where you're kind of stuck. Because when I was doing that workout, I was kind of stuck at 190, 200 kilo deadlift, and that's where I researched that I had to do um, other more advanced programs, like the intermediate workouts, and then I had to split it. Like instead of doing 3 times, I had to do it 4. So I'm doing legs, doing lower, upper, to compensate for the amount of volume and the amount of stress that you put in your body, right? Because for lighter weights it's easier, but as the weights, as you advance and progress more in the intermediate stage, the weight is much heavier. Okay. And yeah, back in the day, the YouTube fitness is big guys, big channels like Physics of Greatness, which is by this guy named Chris Jones, and during that time there was a guy named Vince, it's a Mexican guy. What else do you have? Iron Legion, I think it's called, but the guy died a few years ago from uh, substance abuse. What else? Oh, you have the during that time back in 2011, there was a guy named Ziz, so it's spelled ZYZZ double Z. Um, Not the best role model, but a good motivation guy. So every time before the gym, I will watch it. I actually watch it and then be like, yeah, I'm ready, pumped, ready to go, bro. So, um, yeah, and who else? What else? What else are we talking about? Um, yeah, Jason Blaha Fitness. There's a guy named Nick Wright Bodybuilding. These are all the fitness YouTube channels that exist in the past. They're still around, but they're not active on social media anymore because probably I believe they've gone past that phase, and fitness and social media fitness is not really a thing. It's more like a business now instead of like a personal journey thing. For us during that time, we're trying to discover ourselves. You see, we're trying to build ourselves, not just our minds, but our physical attributes, our strength, our betterness. And I also experienced that as I build my strength, as I build my body, my mind becomes sharper. I study better, I sleep better. My mood is much more controlled. Like I can literally do all those things, no problems. I can push myself. I can walk longer. I have better stamina. My heart rate improved. My sugar level, my metabolism is kind of like maintained. Yeah, you have all the benefits, and things like anxiety and all these things that they don't really get me. They don't really get to me because I'm like stronger physically. When you take care of your body, you will understand when you experience it yourself. I can't really explain it to you, but as you progress well in your fitness journey, when you do the right things, when you do the right exercises, it would do wonders to your body. It's crazy the amount of benefits that you get from it. See, so yeah, you start small, start with body weights. You don't have to go straight to the gym. Like I didn't start with the gym. I start with just body weight, pull-ups and push-ups for 8 months and 1 year straight before I had money to go to the gym. And plus, the gym is not that cheap. I think in Australian dollars or something like $50 or $70 for Fitness First. Now it's probably more expensive now. Um, but I can assure you, your life is much better with the gym. Your relationship is better with women. Your confidence is better. Yeah, people do say, yeah, you're big, bro, and even chicks realize it as well. You definitely have more confidence, um, and you definitely carry yourself better. Yeah, you go to the gym. Try not to mix with too many meatheads, because that's definitely not what I did. I was just there. I did my thing, did my workout, I'm out. Like I don't really spend time to socialize in the gym. Go in, get out. Like do it quickly and get your workout in and try to hit those goals every time. Try to improve every time. Is something that you look forward every day because you always have to hit that goal. You see, so I go in and say I'm going to hit 150. Next week I'm going to hit 155 deadlift. Next week I'm going to hit 160. There's always things to look forward to. So it's a goal in mind. Like I'm a very goal oriented person. Not everyone is like me. Not everyone is as intense as I am. Like for me, like I think of it, I'm like I'm going to get it, and I did, and I got it. So when I got it, so what's the next level after that? What's the next level after that? You see, but of course I've never done steroids. I've never done any kinds of performance enhancing drugs in my life. All natural, because there's no point for me to do that because I'm not a competitive I'm not a competitive power lifter or of any kind, or on the elite level. I'm just a normal gym guy. I'm just a normal gym guy that, but most likely I live, definitely live more than the average person that I meet. Definitely, 100%. But you know, you don't need to be an elite guy. You just need to go there, build as much muscle as you can naturally, and have a fitness regime. And because a lot of the research has been done uh, for a person who's much more muscular, they have lesser risk of cancer, lesser risk of any kind of diseases, you name it, like heart diseases, whatnot. As long as you're not doing steroids, guys, don't do those things. If you're a normal gym guy, try not to mix, because the problem when you mix with meatheads, um, they do tend to talk to you about it, and then it kind of like fucks up your mind, right? So I tend not to mix around. I'm, like I said, I'm a very goal oriented person. I go, I hit it, I'm out. Like, I'm very straight. So so yeah, do those workouts. I definitely recommend Ice Cream Fitness 5x5. You follow it for 1 year, guys. Trust the process, push through it, sleep well. You definitely need to sleep well. Eat a lot of calories. Like, there's no way for you to recover if you don't eat, guys. It's hard. Eat your carbs, eat your fats, eat your protein, whatever. Like, there's no need for you to stay clean as long as you have your calories in. All right, okay.